Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be looking at Satisfactory, getting ready for the 1.0 release. As you can see, I haven't played since 2020. These are my original saves. As you can see, 456 hours. They say this is the starting area for first time. I would ignore any of this and I'd go right over to here to Dune Desert. I think it will increase your play. In reality, you're only going to really play a save, maybe two. You're sinking 2, 3, 4, 500 hours into the game. Why not just start with the difficulty, that way you ain't gotta start over. Northern Farthest is not too bad, especially since the oil seeps real close to it. But these other two, late game, it seems a whole lot easy to me. Whereas the Dune Desert, you really have to work out your logistics in order to get everything into one central location. Then we go down here to advanced game settings, progression. I like to unlock demand because I've already played everything, and that's a lot of time that as a solo player I do not want to resync into this game. Same with the auction shop, you just basically waste the resources, go into a shop and you buy cosmetic items. Gameplay, I like the alternate recipes instantly unlocked and keeping everything in the inventory. And they have creatures in case you're afraid of like spiders. You can disable them. That doesn't bother me. But yeah, I suggest doing the alternate recipes because the hard drives used to be really random on what recipes you'd unlock. And I don't like that random effect. I like to be able to choose which recipes I unlock. Top of the world. If you look that way, it gets extremely frame rates because that's where the main city is. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on this, get launched, open our parachute, take a look at it over here first. As you can see, we're going into the train rail right there. That heads over towards our nuclear power plant. It's been quite a while since we've been in this area. As we look below us, that would be our initial oil refinery location. Oil is a major mid-stage development. It also allows us to increase our power capacity. As you can see, we're by a multi-tiered power plant over there that's being fueled by the refinery and then processed and shipped everywhere we want. Pretty much when they added blueprints is where I tried a little bit and found out that they broke my save. So I pretty much stopped playing at that point, because it would require fixing everything. Like I said, it's really beautiful. My graphics are pretty much at the lowest because of that monstrosity. But so like I said, I look away from it, great frame rates. And this is, like I said, my favorite starting area. It's hard. It doesn't have the easy access to oil like the northern start would. And over there's all the new starts, which has all the new materials, which makes it a whole lot easier for the new people. Let's see what we can look up in the map over here. Alright. This is the desert. I know most of the desert's mapped out because I have radio towers everywhere. I like this area here. It has a decent chunk of pure nodes, early access to your sulfur and deuterium, as well as decent coal near water bodies. Now let's turn off the nodes so you can see a better look at the map. Alright. that was my start location. That's our basically hub location. Radio towers give us locations of everything inside the area. The radio towers, I personally think we should have started more over towards this area because you want access to vegetation for your biomass while still having access to decent nodes and fairly close to water with the coal and the, so you can create coal power really early and fast. Now we should be heading towards the town. I want to show you one little setup that we thought was a major convenience for us. A lot of people don't mind running around, but you spend a lot of time traveling in this game as it is. So we tried to create our town based on having access to everything near us. We started off small. There's our initial coal power plant. Expand it, expand it, expand it, and then you got, like I said, once we opened up the oil, we had to find a way to connect both of them together. It was just a hassle for running from here all the way over there. That's at least a click and a half, which is about 1,500. We built the hypertubes, but they help with the travel, but transporting, you only get a certain amount of slots. Not like they do nowadays. I think it was half when we first started. Gotta change that. Oh, fun fact, parachutes used to be a one-time use thing. Now they're constant, so they will take up an inventory slot if you want to just constantly have a parachute. We used to have to make them all the time. My buddy, Scripter, just chilling with his coffee. This allowed both of us to craft simultaneously because you only got one craft bench. And sometimes you want to both build something at the same time. Storage containers. A vault of storage containers. Look at all the materials. Would you want to run up to each machine and have to pick up your materials machine by machine, or would you just have it spaghetti to you? Like I said, yeah. Basically, central hub. Come in, hypertubes, train, everything comes here. Everything. And tubes go to anywhere we need to go. We're back down on the planet now. As you can see, it's a beautiful waterfall to the west. And southish is some trees. Pretty much desert. Nice little mountain. Not bad looking. It gets prettier as you enter more into the water areas. Desert is pretty much as hilly and, well, desert. Or, I've already placed my hub just to see what it looks like. And you start with basically no hub, so you gotta build your hub first. What we're gonna do is pick that back up and get some materials to start building that hub. I like the east side of this desert map. You can open up your map and it give you somewhat of an idea of what it looks like. Alright, so I skipped about 35-40 minutes of manually crafting ingots and materials just to upgrade to Hub 5. Now we're getting back into what I call the spaghetti build phase. Basically, you want to build something to automate everything so you're not manually crafting everything while you're Good thing I reaches off, or else he would have been hit me. Which is in your options, by the way. I've already played through. I basically know how easy they are to kill and not to kill, so I just turned them off. But anyway, back to the spaghetti build phase. Instead of manually crafting ingots every 3 seconds, you make them one, then gathering the ore in basically 45 minutes of just crafting ingots. We're into the spaghetti phase, which is smelting, mining, and building. But we can't really build anything right now without reinforced iron plate, and we don't have access to that yet. So what we're going to do is set up our hub, which I'm in my favorite location, by the way, near the water in the corner. So if we look around, let's go with iron. Boom, 1 iron. Boom, right there. Our basic materials, copper. Should be right there. Boom, right there. Limestone, so we can get our concrete. Should be right there. Alright, back to the spaghetti phase. That's what I fast forward to, and that's basically now into the spaghetti phase. Put down miners, smelt the ore, make ingots. Grab all that manually, then manually craft your materials. 2, upgrade hub 6, which will give you a new milestone once you complete, which will speed up the process some more. Well, I'm going to cut it here and fast forward some more after I built this up. Skip the day quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but not as well. Now, pretty much locked obstacle clearing, both logistics. Now, I'm running out of biofuel, so now we gotta get some fuel. I suggest dropping everything but your grass and wood. So 1 haul should be more than enough to get you to coal power. The only issue is I gotta turn back around because I didn't bring enough for a crafting bench. Foundations. Always use the 2 meters. 2 meters gives you a nice, if you hold control, it'll grid the world to the world grid, so everything will always be facing the same way. See, as you're trying to line that up with this blue on the world, no matter if you're trying to clear a square, control world order. Alright, let's get a good look at this spaghetti factory. This storage is making the biomass to help power this factory. Over there we got a slow running machine. The miner's not maxed out because the belt's not maxed out. That's making all my concrete, which isn't really that important, but it is because we've got to build the foundations now. That's the copper mine. Some foundries. A whole bunch of ore probably in there. Copper's not really used that much. Some wire. More wire. More wire. Wire is now making our only assembler. Producing plates. That miner is maxed out because iron is the key to pretty much everything that you build. Producing everything. And making a little bit of extra plates. No extra rods because all the rods are just going into screws. Don't need that many rods. You can just go over here and grab some ingots and pump them out. They only take a second each, so it's not that important, but the screws take a while, so having at least one line of screws make that stuff easy. Yeah, that's the spaghetti. See how the lines and belts and all that all over the place. It's somewhat clean, but nothing's in line. Stuff's just thrown everywhere. I mean, there's a little bit of order to it, but it's not clean, streamlined, you know. You don't really need 2 containers. I mean, that belt's going from all over there, all the way up in there, into there. It's just all over the place. And it just gets worse as you build more of these. So what we're going to do now is clean up the iron, then the copper, and then the concrete. And hopefully by then we'll start putting down assemblers to help us reach our next tier upgrade. Our next tier upgrade needs elevator phase 1. Elevator phase 1 needs, well, where is it? Of course it's gonna be not shown right away, or I'm gonna miss it. It's not even that many. Let's go to assembly. Needs some smart plating, which is going to require rotors and plating. So you need at least 2 assemblers. A rotor. And then you got your plates. So 1, 2, and then the machine to make the third one. Unlocking the next tier is really important because that's where you open up your coal. And then coal will power everything. But like I said, we farmed so much biomass that we're gonna make a nice little setup just to produce it. And we can just go over to these anytime we want and just fill them up. We'll be good to go. But like I said, right now we're just